and development. This retreat also offers us the cherished opportunity to socialize, reconnect, and reinvigorate the spirit of brotherhood that defines our club. It is a time to welcome new members, to listen to one another with open minds, and to build bridges of understanding across our chapters, whether in Lagos, Benin, the Northern and South Zone, or the diaspora. As a club, we must continue to stand as a people of unity and purposeful engagement, demonstrating through our actions that development is possible where there is cohesion, commitment, and community-first leadership. Let this retreat serve as a moment of reflection, but more importantly, a launchpad for courageous decisions and transformative initiatives. To our invited guests and friends of the Pyramid Club, we thank you for your solidarity and presence. Your support reminds us that we are not alone in this journey. Together, we can be a voice and a input for peace, prosperity, and security across the Weppa Wanno and UZANU communities. Let me use this opportunity to thank members of the South Chapter, particularly members of the LOC, thank them to the responsibility of having the retreat for us. We will not be time yet to begin to praise them, but I think the signs show how that so much has gone into this, and we can begin to say they have done well. So we want to thank you, members of the South Chapter of the Retreat Club, and particularly the LOC members. In closing, I call on all of us to participate fully, contribute meaningfully, and recommit ourselves to the ideals that present this noble club. Let this retreat mark a turning point, not just in the life of our organization, but in the destiny of the land we hold here. Once again, I welcome you all warmly to this retreat. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, another round of applause. Thank you so much. I will invite our representative of the European Global International to give a round of applause. Thank you, Honorable. Now, before we continue, just want to explore what the President has said. I'll just share a very short story. You know, when I left the house Friday morning, the man was very proud. My 70-year-old mother, I had to see a morning nightmare, and that I was on my way. And then she called me back, because I said I was washing. And she said to me, make sure you people discuss security. And I said, how much was the what I was why? I said, why? He said to me, you don't have elders, you are the people who look up. And as I walked out of the house, I reflected on that statement. That indeed, if my mother wants to face that, we are the people that will solve our security problem. We are the people that are brothers and sisters and the power community take and keys to solving this problem. It only emphasizes how important our gathering here is, and we emphasize what the President has said. So we all hands on our shoulders as the senior members of this club, that we do our part so that we can protect and we provide that most needed support that our people need. So once again, I congratulate and I say welcome to everybody. Thank you, Mr. President. Now, our first lecture, which is our program, is the impact of insecurity on socio-economic development in Weppa Wanno and UZANU, Our speaker, of course, is more than Major General Civil. It's a highway. It's a highway. It's building. He's not here, but he will be represented and later will be delivered by Honorable Micah, who is here with us. Who sees a round of applause. Another round of applause. We are moving into the business of today. This is why we are here. We are here to do something out of this gathering. Let our members to kindly give the presentation of our first guest speaker all the needed attention. We can just what we can just. There will be time for questions and answers. Immediately after the full guest speaker presents his speech, we invite the moderator and panelists to come take charge of the event, and after which we will welcome questions and answers. So I think our time for listening to all the speakers.
The President of the Power of Nigeria, the Presidential Advisory Council of the Power of Nigeria, the National Executive Council of the Power of Nigeria, the Charter Chairman, the distinguished members of the Power of Nigeria, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First, let me relay an award from Major General SOCIO-ECONOMIC, retired PhD. He was so determined to be here such that his paper for presentation came even before the last week ran out. And as he speaks, he's on standby to see to the initial presentation once we're able to get the technicalities in place. But for an emergency that occurred, he had to travel out of the country before this day. So he has asked that I present this on his behalf, in case we are not able to put up the technicalities that would allow him to do the presentation. So kindly bear with us and the committee that have worked so hard to put this in place. Thank you. This is a paper presented by Major General Cecil Nosaliase, the State Highway Retired PhD. And the topic is securing Weppa Wanno and UZANU for meaningful development. On this day, September 6th, year 2025.
Weppa Wanno and UZANU
they are unique in terms of homogeneity, shared values, and security consciousness. The geographical location defines the security imperatives of that area. The proximity to River Niger and its importance, coupled with the boundaries with neighboring states, make insecurity open up the community for open up the communities to security vulnerability. The reason for this introduction is to underscore the variables that come to play in security operations. Security has mostly been defined as the absence of fear or a state of being secure. The tool for this security has mostly been war-centric, state of war. It is widely expected that the various security agencies will hold this key to security. Security has gone far beyond the narrow policing of military or physical approach. Security now encompasses the areas of political, food, economic, and social components. Therefore, human security aggregates the military or physical security and the other variants mentioned above. This clear definition of security underscores the wide source of the theme of this discourse. As adventurous and ambitious community efforts are in security, they cannot, as ambitious as these communities might be, they cannot do this all alone. The primary responsibility of government to practice at any level is the provision of welfare and security for the citizenry. Here lies the cocktail of the various strands of security. In the absence of an effective government to discharge the social contract of welfare and security for their people, and in this context, Weppa Wanno and UZANU community. What are the options left for the people in this area to face the myriad of security challenges confronting the nation in general and this community in particular? This paper has gone ahead to break these security challenges into different segments. Political security, for instance. General has mentioned here in this paper that the Weppa Wanno and UZANU people have since independence shown political activeness, with the likes of the late General Abbas-Kani, two-time governor in around Nigeria. Dr. Raymond Bessie, late Haiji, former Izomo in Weppa Wanno. And recently, very much recently, distinguished Senator Francis Almeida, Professor Chief Mike Ozebome ACM, and Prince Clement Agba, just to mention a few. Just to highlight that even though we are seen and treated as minorities, we have the privilege to have very distinguished sons from this area that are reaching to such pinnacle of achievement. However, very recently, the once formidable unity and the attendant forces of these homogeneous people died in political arrangements, with an orchestrated attempt to reduce losses through the dilution and politicization of traditional values. The unhealthy competition and the misplaced zeal to promote superiority complex and multiple communities have weakened their political forces in the local government area. The political security lies with the renewed consciousness of unity and promotion of your shared values as an agenda, supported by unity of purpose. You must also understand the configuration of your local area and build bridges to the other parts. The political rapprochement and an objective dialogue will be key in the presence of political power. Whether Wanno or UZANU or Weppa, the leaders must eschew personal advertisement and present the common cause in negotiating for power or political power. Since political power is key, you must devise a mechanism of choosing those who will represent you in state power equation. Those desirous of flying with their second spirit, have always supported your agricultural exports, both in crops and livestock production.
Now we're trying to
Good morning, Mr. President. I think judgments have been done in the discussion, but I want to take us to carry pedestrian to look at what is going on. What is going on in Nigeria is war. And our enemies want us to pay for the cost of the war. That is why we demand people ask for bullets, ask for motorcycles, ask for all sorts of things for them to kill us. We want us to pay for the cost of the war. Just because that said government is complicit. Last week, every time, former governor of Kaduna State said government is paying billions to those bandits. But they took the money to arm themselves the more. Our pastor just said now that AIDS civil defense corps for well. For somebody to have armed government officer protecting, and the people are bored in the question of seconds or 2 minutes, shows how unsecure or vulnerable we are. A friend of mine was kidnapped at Church, and 5 people were murdered in front of his house, in front of 2 people. This is the level we are. What do we do? Now, we have various platforms for having both equipment or some of our people. Somebody is talking about at the end of this war, how to reduce our weapons back. It's another issue, but the first is to win the war. How do we win the war? That we are funding, people are fighting us. They are paying ransom to people to arm themselves to kill us. These people are still fear of farm, and farmers are not going to farm. So we have food insecurity. These people have instead still fear of all of us. That when we go, people cannot do anything. restore the flow of funds to our community now. How do we ensure that internal collaborators stop joining hands with those people? Because in the West African history, there was a small kingdom, the kingdom of Ghana. They were never conquered even by the British people. What was their philosophy? They said the kingdom of Ghana, the Calabar poles perforated, and every citizen has his finger blocking the pole, the one for that side. Although there was one citizen pull out his finger from that Calabar, that was how we train them. That means the children become vulnerable if people are not faithful, loyal, and dedicated to the security and safety of the children. But here we have been told 0.5% that some traditional rulers are culpable. Our children are culpable. What we need to, because if we cannot remove internal collaboration from collaborators from this situation, we continue to live in fear. This war cannot be won. I think that is another level apart. Back moments and to speak to them, monitor, command and control what they are not doing. These internal collaborators, how do we tackle them? This is an issue we need to think about. We need to volunteer information. This is the way we can, first of all, make sure that if the enemy is coming, we all sit and confront the enemy. But within us, we have enemies who are supporting the external enemy. Then it's difficult to win that war. We have watched period videos of people who have come out to tell us what happened. There was one told us a story from the pouch of whenever the Fulani, this thing has been all over another year, coming to attack their community, fight and defeat them. Until different came to the community, they protest from men from the village, because if they shoot them, then the God will not be the But the villagers join them, and if your village person is shooting you, it will destroy you. And good luck. So they will around the community because internal collaborators join hands with them. So this is one of the greatest angle we need to look at. How do we eliminate internal collaborators? And you know, Biennial was attacked in quick succession by 3 or 4 times. Biennial is in the center of Wano. They don't have boundary with Kogi or with anywhere. But for people to come to that village and attack successfully, it means there were people in the village who gave information. In fact, one of them wanted to kidnap one of the Africans. But they didn't know that the person they kidnapped was not African. And when they say, but the people come back. But the beautiful thing was that the African they wanted to kidnap was able to send signal to Ogoda and Fuga and all those people. And they were able to block those guys. And they had success. So, we must work on international collaboration. We have already set up a command and control networking and communication architecture for most people, which thanks to Reverend Father to do them and all that. I have been heading the committee of clubs, Weppa Wanno, and we bring our bits in terms of push coming, blocking everywhere, and trying to make sure we reduce this. But the angle of internal collaborators, we need to look at it. Thank you very much. God bless us.
Yeah, thank you very much. We thank the panel members that have spoken so far. That will speak to us next. After his comments, we will take maybe 2 or 3 comments from Honorable is there. Honorable, I'm sure you have something to say. And maybe 1 or 2 will take a few comments on the floor. But before then, I also want to quickly add that this just showed me another picture, another video of a kidnapped again yesterday. This low-lying bus service. Passengers kidnapped between Biennial and Akure Road. And that used to be a safe route. If this is happening again, it also underscores why we must take this one seriously. And I must also add quickly, because somebody talked about getting government to really wake up. I must actually commend the current governor of the state. No matter what you think about him, he has actually demonstrated that indeed he wants to support this battle against insecurity. He is doing a lot, and we're also lucky to have the kind of CP that we have in Edo State at the moment. I can tell you, the CP and the governor, they are working. If we're able to hold our own side of the fence, if we're able to support this coalition that we have set up, I can tell you that this battle is winnable. Thank you. On that note, let's hear from Canada.
Thank you very much. I just have a few points I want to use as my recap. Please stay with me. We need to build trust and confidence among ourselves. That would mean if I say yes, I mean yes. And if I say no, I mean no. We must wake up. We have, but because of the long time sleep, we must be fast in our waking up. And for us to show that we are up, we must desire to support the Weppa Wanno initiative. It is non-negotiable that we will support. And the only way we can support right now, because we are not at home, but our parents, our brothers, our sisters, our people, they are at home, is for us to contribute handsomely, sacrificially to this cause, and must believe in the cause. That is point number one. That will help, for instance, the 24 hours night surveillance that we have begun. We can sustain it. Those different routes are enumerated. We have people who sleep in the bush every day to ensure that things are put aright by sacrifice. Then, for the weapons that we have at the moment, you discover that it is all about communities, not the coalition at the moment. It's all about communities. And when you talk about the communities, you talk about incompatible interests, which will always bring about conflict. And this self-interest will make us not to do what we ought to do, because we want what to be done to be what will be for us and for us alone. This is dangerous at this time. Therefore, it calls for unity. It calls for submissiveness. If there is a leadership, the leadership must be obeyed to the letter, so that all together we begin to win the war in unity and submissiveness. Then for the arms at the moment that are in the communities, just the way we carried it out in Human Protection Squad, in the amalgamated anti-microphone, what we did was to label the arms. When we label them, we have their serial numbers. Documentation here is sacrosanct. And if they are coming out of the armory, who is taking them? The name is written. When they are returned, it is marked. In this way, we are able to strictly adhere to the rules of this game within our communities. But if I say, this is for my brother, this is for my nephew, this one is for my grandchild, you have already disrupted the process of accountability and transparency of the use of that arm. And if it is taken, it will cause trouble in the community. And so, there is a need for us truly and sincerely be open to this deliberation within our community. Then, identification of polluters in every community and treating them as such is also highly imperative. We are not looking for information. What we are looking for is within us. What we are looking for in Sokoto is in this Sokoto, within our communities. And we cannot be blind to that. The fact that many pretend not to know does not mean they do not know. Even as we are gathered, with a phone call to the community, people with similar trending attitude, behavior, they are known, not that they are not known. But some of these persons seem untouchable. Some of these persons for over time have been ingrained as this man is wicked, don't go near him. This man is diabolical, don't go near him. And so they can do anything they want to do. We can identify them. Identification is the first key. If we identify them, we are able to track them. When we track them, we make them to face the law. If we are committed to doing that, then the extension of the math in a good moment is tragic. And it is necessary, if possible, we work on it. So that for that math that is already there, as presence of the government as well protecting our communities, we can now establish radio houses in strategic communities, just as I illustrated when I was trying to explain that aspect. So that when it is connected, we have uniform information. We have a level of information sharing, which has helped in the past. But sometimes the network may not be working. But with the presence of the radio, the one we can put in the car, we are able to creatively assess wherever these men are coming from, how they are moving, and we are able to track them. These are some of the things we are putting on the ground already. Then, sponsorship of regular trainings of accountancy was really into this. And then, of course, we must know that reconciling all operatives in our communities in their different resource circles. I am facing that presently. There are huge differences born out of incompatibilities and self-interest, and it is ongoing. I have had a series of meetings with them. I am still doing that right now. So whichever way we can help to do that, so that they can start working together. Our people say, Adjode, ete grosi. Adjode, ete grosi. So Adjode, ete grosi, and okay, it's one of the issues we are having at the moment. And finally, security in Weppa Wanno and UZANU must not, for whatever reason, be politicized. Thank you.
Can we do better for Father? Can we do better for Father? You know, the implication of what has just happened is the fact that as an couple, I was finding it relatively very difficult to approach Father to say it's true. So I was like I said, it's like an altar servant carrying toy out of the altar and telling Father to follow him. So, Father, thank you so much, Father. I thank every member of our panelists. One thing is very beautiful here today. One house, please, M&D. M&D, should we constitute another M&D to check M&D? M&D, please. We have moved to the end of this two sessions, merged together. But we want to take questions and answers.
Hold on, please, sorry. I would have loved to invite the member of the house. Why I want you to speak after it, because some of the questions that will be asked will be part of those that you will respond to. So we are happy that we have our own here as a member representing us in the State House of Assembly. Meaning everything that is discussed here will be formulated into a bill that will be pushed as a motion, and I trust his capacity to see that get the attention of the government. So we'll just take 3 questions, please, and please direct, please. So no, let's take for 2 from this side and 2 from this side. So, Mr. President, please. Can you please? Okay, so 1, 2, Prof. 3 and 4. So you know why I did one from each table. So you can reconcile your question on this table. You reconcile your question on that table. Prof, I may be tempted to take one here. So you reconcile your question there. I will take the other one there to this. Please. So let's start from here, please.
Thank you, President, Mr. President, and the panelists. Straight to the point, you see, security has to go right from onset to preventing crime, which over years have been with us in the community that we refuse to act. I worked in Leventis for over 7 years. There were tests going on. Then Commissioner retired, Ogozua. The issue was brought before him that the economic situation in Weppa Wanno then was the one providing equal rights to South. He said that Weppa Wanno, they are the ones stealing the Leventis farm. I was there, and we set up internal security measures with the late Ogozua getting involved. The man said, well, he served in other places. He said, well, Weppa Wanno are the ones stealing that large quantity of rice from the Leventis. It's not true. We set up an internal security within Weppa Wanno, and we were able to get the people who are not from Weppa Wanno, were the one recruiting people from outside Yoruba coming to be selling the rice, and we were able to track them down. Now, the issue we really address, even as a club, 2 of our major members were killed due to insecurity in our community. Then Tony Odidi. We were with him that night. When in the next morning we heard that he was shot. Our heart of world now said, oh, Emma to the extent that we didn't prevent the crime. Yes. And also, the same thing happened with our then president, Tony Jebu. He was equally traced to our community to be killed. It didn't just start yesterday. Now, we have 100 hectares of land purchased by one man in our community now. CO issue, not revoked. That one should be pursued and be revoked. Equally, to prevent this crime that we are hearing from, yes, to prevent this crime, we need to really go into internal youth mobilization. Presently, we don't have youth who can chase out in the power because all of them are not their own. They are making money on their own. We need to address that to make sure we generate not only the advantage but the youth who are concerned. God bless you. Thank you. I want to appeal to members that what we expect are questions, not necessarily comments. But if you are going to make a comment, please keep it short and precise so that we can go around as much as possible. Questions, that's what we want.
Please, questions. Comments can come as recommendation to the committee. Please, questions. You can recommend your comments to the drafting committee, please.
President and the House, let me thank all those who have spoken here. The things that affect us more than last year, and that's where we are now. I'm deliberately sober in my voice because this is a very sober matter that we all need to pay attention to. And Father has read a number of things in his presentation. So have the hands come with various perspectives on how to deal with this problem. But a few things stand out. Look at when the first is that even amongst ourselves, we are not united. And if we are not united, everything we do will just be sham. We must have cohesion to be able to aggressively push together. That cohesion is about us. Even at the level of the coalition, we need cohesion. I have never spoken at the coalition. I got into all the meetings, and I just listen, and I love that when the meeting is over. Because for me, I see very dangerous friends, and they're not located in one direction, across the board. So we must do self-reflection. What do we do? On the moment, ask yourself here. Emmanuel Bravo, I have been water. We therefore must be careful. The second thing is our values. And Ogomo, Weppa Wanno, somebody talked about the phone we having a Fulani security man, Fulani guys and all. If you take Senator Weppa Wanno, the Ojonos are very many. Very many of us have engaged people. Is it because we don't prepare our people? No. It is because it is these people or outside people who are available and who are more ready to work. And people want the money, but they don't want to do anything. So we need to do an orientation of our people. They want to be traditional society. Then, I can never. I don't think those values are still going this way today. Even in recently in Kwara State, we saw where traditional rulers were implicated in the trauma of kidnapping and extortion of money from even their own, people. So we must be disciplined. We should call a spade so that we can address our problems. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, President and members. I want to be very brief about certain things I have observed in this security matter. I have tried to be in Akinagobe for some time, but my plan was to remove this Akinagobe after retirement, which I have observed. What is happening is a serious collaboration in the So that one has been mentioned. I don't want to go into it because of time. We have to talk about where is the power. No light in Akinagobe. That light has to be addressed. It's part of the security. I think that people last week upper in the second. And we saw light in the night once. Really go throughout the night. But it didn't need time. At that time, we run this all through the day. We did it for 4 days. And when we do that, you are not telling people that only problem that you want to collect bill from the people. And that is another community where you are coming from. This is that we have to be addressed. Two, what is their remuneration package? When you are coming, you start begging for money. I passed through Selogo when I was coming 2 they want to do. And I saw them collecting money at fee. They can be allowed every transport, allowed to collect 100 naira, 200 naira every morning. So can you can't give them the money? That is not part of their salary. Because these are the people in their like police. You want to review them, you know like police. They start having that collaboration effect. Then another thing again is the issue of other communities. And we can deploy drones to check many things. It's possible. I know that it is already part of it because I discussed it with Chris. These things are possible. You can deploy drones that can tell people and feed them. Eliminate them. So let us look at that area. It's not too costly. Those are, you can have up to as many drones as you have. Protect the communities. Then finally, I think we have this issue of use of secretary funds that you can deploy. People that can counter them if they are not away. How can you go after them? There is a route which the father has already identified. Those routes must be well protected. I think we are.
Please, I beg us in the name of God. These programs are still very good. If you want to go into another presentation, let us not go into presentation. But it's time for questions. We are asking questions to the paper that has been delivered. We are not delivering another lecture, please.
My question is, how do you engage in it? If you are a page, you have time to go and do another thing. Second, the darkness that is taking place. If I'm patrolling land during this time, making noise in the night, that will create awareness for those who want to do anything beyond them. That time will not be to patrol around every night. And thirdly, do we get the scarcity of food and they can let them go in food. They are many people are to sleep. They cannot tell you immediately. Only your father and mother go in food. That issue of how they believe.
Good morning, my president, and permission to stand on the already established protocol. I want to speak to the area of internal collaboration in this fight of insecurity. Since morning about 6 a.m., I've been following an event that occurred between yesterday night and this morning. And I want to tell those in authority to please help investigate. Last Saturday, people were kidnapped in a farm in Biennial. So what we have done is to ensure that at about 6 a.m. every day, we did not go to the farm to go and secure the area. This morning, while they were going, they met an uproar in UZANU of somebody that has been alleged to be giving information to kidnappers. They actually wanted to destroy us and run it down. We have to appeal that they should leave the person and allow the government to investigate. If it is found culpable, government will do the necessary. The name given to me is Adela. So that is the point I want to bring out. Thank God the Honorable is here representing us to take it up and let that case be investigated properly. Thank you very much.
So, please, I want to ask my question directly. I was listening to the Reverend Father, and he talked about the mass security initiative. While I was reading his lecture, I was trying to pick those points. But my question is, that initiative, did it succeed? Why did it fail? Where are the motorbikes? Where are the cars? Where are those guns? you just talked about that were serially numbered, where are the ones? That's one question. The next question is, we talk about we want government to put lights everywhere, lights everywhere. We are all seated here. We are capable. My question is, you have a house in the village, you have a family house in the village. What have you done to put street lights on your own in your street? It's not your responsibility, it's government. But it's your family that they are coming after. That is my next question. And the lights that are given to us by government, how are they being distributed? Thank you.
So, thank you. I think we have come to the end. Before the honorable will respond, Mr. President has directed that we all stand to observe a moment of silence. 1 minute. 1 minute, Mr. President has directed 1 minute silence for all our comrades that have been victims of this insecurity in our land. We cannot discuss the living and forget the dead. We have paid the price. So let's observe a moment of silence and pray that God grant their soul eternal rest. God comforts their family. God strengthen our community. The leaders that are together trying to see how we can put an end to all this insecurity. God will give them the grace, give them the wisdom, and give them the direction. And our parents, our brothers, our sisters, relatives, family, and friends that are at home, the guidance angels will continue to guide them, to protect them, keep them, and sustain them. And our local brothers, sisters, fathers, and mothers, God will guide us in the families. Their soul rest in peace. Thank you, Mr. President.
The President of the Weppa Wanno of Nigeria, the President of the Weppa Wanno of Nigeria, I'd like to stand on the already established protocol. And I'd like to thank you too for giving me the opportunity to speak on some issues discussed and raised by those who have delivered lectures and those panelists who have also made their comments and contribution. First of all, I'd like to thank the man who spoke as the first guest speaker, who was represented by my brother, Honorable Bika Amaka, and also Reverend Madam, who also touched on a lot of issues. And for the panelists, after they spoke, I ordinarily don't know if there is anything we should talk about today. The only thing I will hit on is to say that some things have happened in Nigeria. Before now, we used to have maybe two means of transportation, the water or the river side kind of transportation, like you know, the road. But just recently, we also have the rail now. So it means, if you talk about the railway that has passed our community, the point we must take, even in the course of these our retreats, so that in considering securing our area, we must take it very serious. That track is a flashpoint where our eyes must be on. But unfortunately, I'm talking on the side of government. All the stone is being thrown to us by authority. But I also like to thank the former past president President, most senior chieftains were talked about the efforts of our governor, Distinguished Senator Monday Bello, and the role they play, and the city. But just to say, in the course of listening to the panelists, one thing we must take was what MSC Alomo said when he said, in paying ransom, we are at the same time empower and encourage these people to have more money to even buy these farms. I think that is one thing we must take away, so that we go and advocate it to all those people who pay ransom. That as much as we pay that money, we're also empowering those evil men to continue to have more money to perpetrate everything that they're doing. I like to point that most time when we talk of security, it becomes something we're not actually supposed to say out. And that is where I want to advise. That a lot has been said here today, that in this age of social media where information can go out, I want to believe that in taking what was said here today, the suggestions, the solutions, we must keep it within the club and make sure we have that targeted authority we actually want to take those solutions, so that it doesn't become public, it doesn't become known to everybody who is out there, and then those people who we have come here to talk about their evil things, they now begin to get the fact of the style we want to use. So I think I needed to point this out today, so that we become very careful of saying and letting out most of those solutions we have provided to the public. But again, to thank the Reverend Father who spoke, and the Bishop of Archdiocese, and everybody, the clubs, who have been doing everything possible. I think as a government, we will take everything we've heard here, everything we had here, we'll take it to the authority too. But one thing was very good that has happened. We were able to bring General SOCIO-ECONOMIC to come here and talk to us. Even though that paper was presented by I'm very sure it's also going to take some of the discussions those panelists or some suggestions panelists brought up here, so that the SOCIO-ECONOMIC is working closely with the governor. Most of those issues that have to do with training and retraining of the vigilante boys and guys is being handled by the retired general. So I think that's the one on that side. And on the other hand, for the Clement and Idera and the Bishop and some of us in government will be talking. But a whole lot we don't make open. But for those ones who are being open here today, I like to advise, like I said before, because people within the club and know the authority that's in them. Thank you, Mr. President, for this opportunity. God bless you.
Okay, so we'll take just two last comments, and the President he has some good news for us.
Mr. President, I doubt if 1 minute is enough, because I want to share some information and for solution way forward. I would also request from my 1, 2. I would also request that only on our phone and on your internet and on them, so that man. Thank you very much. Now,
I can kill the sound. Is it not the sound?
sustainability process. The reason for this is that you want to have your hand around the process, not to start it midway, already around done with it. So that sustainability will sustain everything you are doing. There's so many people what we call human all of that has to come into one sustainable system. And to ensure that that system remains sustainable, then you have to do what? All that sustainable, that is the sustainability. I would like to see that process. Thank you.
Thank you, Yasin.
Okay, Mr. President and members, I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to moderate this session. And I'm sure we'll have a good time. And I'm sure that a lot of others that are involved in this process are taking valid points out of the presentations made by all of us. And by the grace of God, success shall be for us all on this country. On this note, I will hand over the session to you so that we can run another program, Mr. President. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much, Mr. Chief. I also want to add my voice to appreciate all those who have made contributions, starting with a keynote presenter, Major General SAI retired, ably represented by our own Nika Amanova. And of course, we want to also thank Father for doing great justice to the paper which were accepted as replacing what would have been received from the deputy governor. And to all who were part of discussants, we want to also thank you for great insights. Before we go for the break, I want to say this to us. You recall, some of you may have heard, that as we prepared for this retreat, there were stories making the rounds, there were insinuations that had to do with the fact that we were gathering to squander money. The reference was even to a sister club, how that at the time when we were faced with serious insecurity, we were gathered somewhere, at the mind, and this particular retreat was under threat. Fine. And we are also planning to do the same, so we had to carry out some high-level consultations, and we stood our grounds that this is the trip of home. And in any case, we had a thing, not because this side talks or insinuations were on. We already had our thing for this workshop before those stories were making the rounds. So if we are coming here to discuss insecurity, how to face the challenge that we have in our community, then I do not see why anybody would want to rise against it. Okay, so we thank God that it is holy. And I can say to us that we would have wasted our time here if all of this ends with all the rules, the grammar, the word I would say, that we are speaking. Yes.
secretaries who are supposed to put together the community for this retreat are already doing beautiful work. We are expected to have actionable plans. And I said to all that most of those plans require resources, require financing. Thank God, we already have a coalition in place, the Weppa Wanno Women Coalition. That initiative has been coordinated by our own most senior high chief. I would say is homegrown. We had a demand initiative. That was an issue moved to us. Now we have more that is ours. And as a club, yes, we fall now at the level of committee of clubs. One that was presently headed by the president of Franklin Club, our own MSC Adomo. A lot of things have been done in time past, so many things are still being done. But that has been taken to a higher level with the coming of the Weppa Wanno and Women initiative. At that level, it's been said, and I'm happy to say this as a follow-up to what he has said. The challenge has been one of sustainability. How do we sustain these efforts? And it's also been mentioned that one key way of ensuring that this is sustained is through working with and through clubs in Weppa Wanno. Pyramid Club is one of such clubs. We have been part of ensuring that as a club we supported other clubs. We've been in the forefront of ensuring that we have security in our communities. And we are not about to slow down in that. Part of the expectation from clubs is funding. As individuals, I know many of us here who have put so much funds in the covers of the coalition. But if we are to go solely on the individual basis, we may not be able to sustain the momentum. So we have seen the need to work through the clubs. So a good club is there, Pyramid Club is here, and a number of other clubs. And so much of this rests squarely on the shoulders of Sacred Club and Pyramid Club. We have a responsibility to drag others along to ensure that this momentum is sustained. And I'm happy to address you as the president of Weppa Pyramid Club today, and to say to us, particularly our chapter chairmen who are here, you will need to mobilize your members to see the need to put money into the activity of the coalition. As a club, we need to put funds together and make our contribution to the coalition. And we can only do this through the chapter. I'm aware that second chapter has done so much. As we speak, we have funds already on ground that we can tap into. But I cannot say on other chapters. We have the mini chapter, we have the South chapter, and we have the Northern chapter. And of course, we have the Astros. So I want to appeal to us, and let's take this very serious. Chapter chairman, go back to your chapters and mobilize your members. I want to welcome Professor Mike of Zenbomen to SAN to the retreat. Prof, you're welcome, sir. I'm sure that the Prof is handling one of the presentations after the tea break. So you are welcome, Prof. All right, so I think the point is made. I want to appeal to the chapter chairman, particularly the southern chapter, the middle chapter, and the northern chapter. Can I see you, please? Northern chapter, chairman, are you here? Yes, you are. South chapter, where are you? Is he here? Are you here? The middle chapter, I know he told me he was going to be absent. So please, let's do well to mobilize our members. After this retreat, I need you to report back to me what you have done, because we need to mobilize funds to send to the coalition to sustain the work of the coalition. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Another round of applause for our President. So we just give you very quickly.
We have just 10 minutes, just 10 minutes for our team break, so we'll move into the next session. But before we proceed to that, we want to quietly welcome one of our brothers quickly. Solomon, please, Solomon, come out. Today is your wedding, we think you went to hide. With your neighbor's chapter, so today is his birthday, and we think that if he's not at home with his family, he's here with another family. And so on behalf of the president, we are celebrating his birthday with this cake. So you may therefore proceed to the cake that we plead on our Reverend Father. God bless for this job his birthday, and also bless whatever we are going to take for the tea break. So members should proceed for the tea break and return after 5 minutes. So after the prayer, we will last sing a prayer song for Mr. Solomon, and we do the little.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. God our Father, you are our Father. We have no other Father except you. It is in you we live and move and have our being. I want to thank you for the gift of the life of our brother, our friend, Mr. Umoru Solomon, who celebrated his birthday today. We ask your eternal blessings upon him, that you will protect him, you will guide him, you will bless him in his family, you bless him through his friends, so that he will have more days of celebration and celebrating with us. We invoke the intercession of the ever glorious Blessed Virgin Mary upon him and upon his family and all of us who celebrate with him today. We make our prayers through Christ our Lord. And the Lord be with you. And may God bless you, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
For his sake, fellow, for his sake, fellow, for his sake, fellow. For birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Yes, that is already counted.
Communicate me, let me see. Communicate me, let me hear. Like, hold on, right there. Like, people are saying, get with the press. Yeah, you press this button. Right, again, communicate me, let me hear. Communicate me, let me see. When I go.